Ohalecha יעקב יתנותיך
How beautiful it is that we have gathered together on this Shabbat to be together to pray. It is Shabbat, to have community surround us, and to welcome a young man, Josh, as he becomes a bar mitzvah. Josh, before I call you up onto the bima to receive your talit, I'd like to welcome those of you who are joining us through TBI TV, through our live streaming. Just a quick question. Who owns, don't be scared, the pram on my left? That belongs to you. I think you have your priorities right, because when I look at that pram, there's place for the baby, and the other half is taken up for a coffee cup holder. Now that is good priorities, good choice. So Josh, come on up onto the bima with your mum and dad as they present you with your talit. Amen. So my friends, hopefully you received on the way in a copy of Mishkan Tefillah, our prayer book, and we are on page 194 for the blessing for our bodies, page 195.
Blessed are you, eternal our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life. Were one of them to fail, how well we are aware. We would lack the strength to stand before you. Blessed are you, eternal one, source of our health and strength.
Baruch atah Adonai, rofeh kol basar u'mafri la'asot. Elohai on the next page. Page 198 for Nisim B'chol Yom, the blessing for our daily miracles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher natan l'sakrivinah lahavin ben yom u'ben layla.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, pokei ha'kivrim. atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zot kefufim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokach haaretz al hamayim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamichin mitzadei gaver.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten li'aef koach.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir shnai me'anai utnuma me'apapai.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tselem Elohim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben horim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozir Yisrael b'gvura.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam otei Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah.
V'ha'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu u'fi amcha beit Yisrael v'neyeh anachnu v'tze'etzaenu v'tze'etza'e amcha beit Yisrael kulanu yodei shemecha v'lomdei Toratecha lishma Baruch atah
Adonai hamlamed Torah le'amo Yisrael.
We continue on page 206.
Elu devarim shein lahem shiur. 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 Elu devarim shein lahem shiur.
Kibud avaim u'gmilut hasadim v'hashkamat beit hamidrash Shacharit ve'arim.
Elu devarim shein lahem shiur. Elu devarim shein lahem shiur. Elu devarim shein lahem shiur.
Ve'haknasat orchim u'vikuch olim ve'haknasat kala u'levayat hamet ve'yun tfilah ve'havat shalom ben adam ve'havero.
Elu devarim shein lahem shiur. 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 Elu devarim shein lahem shiur.
These are the obligations without measure, which enhance our world, whilst building credit in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. And the study of Torah encompasses them all.
We turn forward in our prayer books to page 212 for Pesukei de Zimra, our verses of praise.
Baruch Shema v'haya ha'olam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Osei Bereshit, Baruch Omer ve'oseh, Baruch Ozer Mekayem, Baruch Merachem al ha'aretz, Baruch Merachem al ha'briot, Baruch Meshalem Zachar Tov B'ireav, Baruch Ha'elad V'kayam Lanetzach, Baruch Rodeh U'Matzil, Baruch Shemo.
B'shvachot u'smirot negedeh lecha, u'neshabechecha u'nefa'erecha, ונזכיר שמך ונמליכך מלכנו אלוהינו, יחיד חי העולמים, מלך משובח ומפאר עד שמו הגדול, ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך מחולל בתשבחות.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלינה, ועלי היגיון בחינוך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Ani Adonai v'alecha, b'ma'aseh yadecha harei. Nagadu ma'asecha Adonai, me'od amku makshavotecha. Tishma lo yega, u'chasil lo yavin erzon.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Becomes a bat mitzvah in 2 weeks.
אשרי יושבתך, אותי הללויה סלה.
אשריהם שקקלו, אשריהם שאדוני אלוהו.
תחילה לדוד, ארוממך אלוהי המלך, ברוך שמך לעולם ועד.
בכל יום אברכך, ועלילה שמך לעולם ועד.
גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, ולגדולתו אין חקר.
דור לדור ישבח מעשיך, וגבורתך יגידו.
הדר כבוד הודיך, ודברי נפלאותיך עשיך.
ועזוז נורתך יאמרו, וגדולתך אספרנה.
זכר יבטחך יביעו, וצדקתך ירננו.
חנון ורחום אדוני, ערך אפיים וגדול חסד.
טוב אדוני לכל, והמלך כל מעשיו.
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך, וחסידיך יברכוך.
כבוד מלכותך יאמרו, וגבורתך ידברו.
להודיע לפני האדם גבורותיו, וכבוד האדם מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך עד כל דור ודור.
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים, וזוקף לכל הכנופים.
עיני כל אליך יסברו, ואתה נותן עליהם אות אוהלם ביטו.
פותח את ידיך, ומשביע לכל חי רצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דוריו, והסיב מכל מעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל קורב, לכל אשר יקראוהו באמת.
רצון ירא יעשה, ואת שמתם ישמע ויושיע.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו, ואת כל הרשעים ישמיד.
תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, יברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה.
שבת שלום.
הללויה בקודשו, הללויה בקיעוזו, הללויה. הללויה בגבורותיו, הללויה כרוב גודלו, הללויה. הללויה, 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 הללויה. בתקע שופר, הללויה, בנבל וכינור, הללויה. הללויה בכף ומחול, הללויה במין ויוגב, הללויה. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה,
Hallelujah, sits le shama. Hallelujah, sits le tua. Hallelujah. Kol haneshama tehaleya. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
83 as we close our Pesukei Zimra verses of praise. Yishtabach Shimcha La'ad Malkeinu Ha'el HaMelech HaKadol VaKadosh B'Shamayim U'Ba'aretz Ki Lecha Na'eh Adonai Eloheinu V'Elohei Avotenu Shir Shvacha Halel V'Zimra Oza Memshala Netzach G'dula Gvura Tehila V'Tiferet Kedusha Malchut Brachot V'Hodaot Me'ata V'Ad Olam Baruch Atah Adonai El Melech Gadol Batishbachot El Ha'odaot Adon HaNiflaot Habocher B'Shirei Zimra Melech Elochei Ha'olamim. Let us rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on the next page.
Yitkadal ve'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'amar Ibrachirutei ve'yamich malchutei ve'chayachon v'yomechon u'chayirchon beit Yisrael. Badala, badala, ubizman karim, ve'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olam le'amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach ve'yishtabach, ve'yitbar, ve'yitroman, ve'yitnaseh v'yitadav v'yitalel, shemei dekudesha brihu, le'lam en kol birchata ve'shirata, tushechata ve'nechemata, lamiran be'alma, ve'imaru amen. Baruch hu atah Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated and we continue on page 228. Praise to you, eternal our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, O God. In wisdom you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, eternal our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created, may they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praise to you, Eternal One, Creator of all heavenly lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzei Hameorot.
We continue in the middle of the next page. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and like-minded we saw, that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Bocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Me'olam
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אלוהים מצווך היום לבניך, ושינמתם לבניך, ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך, ובלתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם בדורתם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף ותלתלת, והיה להם לציצית וריתם אותו, ושמתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחריהם ואחרי עיניהם אשר אתם שונאים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים ללהם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue on page 239. Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame. Stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice.
Mי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נוראתי לו עושה פלא, נוראתי לו עושה פלא, שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים, לשמך על שפת הים. יחד כולם נודו וימלכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יביי בלים בליבם, יביי בלים בם, יביי בלים בליבם, יביי בלים בם, יביי בלים בם, יביי בלים בם.
Bezrat Yisrael, Uvdenu Mecha, Yehuda Yisrael, Goaleinu, Adonai Tzavot Shemo, Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, God.
Amen. We've reached the Amidam, page 242, and it is our custom that we recite the first three blessings out loud together, standing, and then we'll continue together but seated. Again, page 242.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agitehi Latecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר הסאבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו ואהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מקיים איתי ואתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מקלקל חיים בחסד, מקיים מתים ורחמים רבים. סומך רופאים ברופאי חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמנתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשלם ארון, כך כתוב על יד נביאך, וכזה עושה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, אלוהי הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, לרחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
As we are seated, we continue with Yismachu on page 250.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. Shomre, 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 Shabbat Bekore, Oleh Shabbat, Yisnehu, B'malekutecha, Shomre, 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 Shabbat Bekore, Oleh Shabbat,
V'hashvi'i
Shomre, 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 Shabbat Bekore, Oleh Shabbat, Yisnehu, B'malekutecha, Shomre, 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 Shabbat Bekore, Oleh Shabbat, Shomre, 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 Shabbat Bekore, Oleh Shabbat, Yisnehu, B'malekutecha, Shomre, 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 Shabbat Bekore, Oleh Shabbat.
Page 253, Kedushat Hayom continues the blessing of this day, the holiness of today. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. On page 255. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer in life, in peace, and in joy. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otzecha levadecha, ba'yirah na'avot. Page 257, our prayer of thanksgiving, Hoda'ah. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations, Modim anachnu lach. For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons, Modim anachnu lach. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements, Modim anachnu lach. For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression, Modim anachnu lach. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared, Modim anachnu lach. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom, Modim anachnu lach. For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose, Modim anachnu lach. We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, u'lecha na'eh lehodot. A Song of Peace, Sim Shalom, page 258.
Sim Shalom, Tova u'bracha, Hein b'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
Avinu avinu kulanu echad, ve'ochad echad. Hine ulpanecha natata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu.
Sim Shalom, Tova u'bracha, Hein b'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
Ve'at chayim ve'chavat chesed, ve'chavat chesed, u'tzedaka u'bracha, ve'rachamim ve'chayim ve'shalom.
Sim Shalom, Tova u'bracha, Hein b'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
V'tov בעיניך, וברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה תשמעך.
Sim Shalom, Tova u'bracha, Hein b'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
Baruch atah Adonai, hamorech et amo Yisrael, v'shalom.
On page 260 and 261 is Tefillat Halev, known as the prayer of our heart. There's some readings there for inspiration, or perhaps it's just for us, quiet meditation. Yihu l'ratzon imrei fi v'hegon libi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri v'goali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and redeemer.
Oh, say shalom Eloah. Oh, say shalom
Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, El Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, El Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, El Kol Yisrael. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועמו ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועמו ישראל.
Ba'al kol yoshvei tevel, may God bring peace to the world, and we say, Amen. We turn forward in our prayer books to Seder Kriyat Torah Shabbat, the order for reading Torah on this Shabbat, page 362.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kamasecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha b'chodod v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai ozem lo yiten, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom.
We rise. Page 63.
Anochi Adonai Elohecha, Asher Hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mebeit avadim. I am your eternal God, who led you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Lo yihiyeh lecha Elohim al Benai. You shall have no other gods besides me. Lo tisa et Shem Adonai Elohecha l'shav. Remember the Sabbath. No, you shall not swear falsely by the name of Adonai your God. Zachor et Yom HaShabbat l'kadsho. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Kabed et avecha be'et imecha. Honor your father and your mother. Lo ti'itza. You shall not murder. Lo tinaf. You shall not commit adultery. Lo tignov. You shall not steal. Lo ta'aneh v'reacha ed shaker. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Lo tachmod. You shall not covet.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo, Gadol Adonai Zid.
devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omer, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omer, al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim, al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omer, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omer, al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim, al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim.
We may be seated. So our Torah reading this morning is Parashat Vayeshev, and comes from the book of Genesis. And in just a little bit, Joshua will share with us a little bit about what this Torah portion does mean for him. And it's really interesting how we talk about how Torah changes over time. Or Torah doesn't change, but we change, and our interpretation of Torah changes. And I'm not going to talk about it today in any great detail, but this parasha specifically has gained the attention of the hashtag #MeToo campaign, because there are two things that happen in this Torah portion. One, towards the end, one of Jacob's daughters, Joseph's sister, Dinah, is considered to be in a situation of sexual assault. And then earlier in the Torah portion, the same thing, not the same, but there's the attempted assault of Joseph by Potiphar's wife, where she tries to allure him, and he runs away. But there's a sense that, we always understood what happened with Dinah is very clearly hashtag #MeToo. But because of the openness of the #MeToo campaign, there's now this recognition that perhaps what happened to Joseph was exactly the same, because we know that violence and assault doesn't just happen against women, but can happen against men as well. So if you go out and you read all the different commentaries on this parasha, you'll see how many specifically this year tend to focus on that. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's my drush will be quite different, as is Josh's. If you'd like to follow along in the Torah, you can follow on page 257 out of the commentaries. The commentaries are scattered throughout the congregation under your seats. It's a different book to what we were using to read the prayers out of. And we are in Genesis chapter 39, verse 1. Genesis chapter 39, verse 1. And we call to Torah, Ya'amdu Lalia HaTorah. We call to the reading of Torah. Bracha bat Leah, Uri Michael, Benitzach, Pinchas, Vigila, Rivka. We call to the reading Ursula and Hugh Goldstein. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen. If you'd like to hold the time.
ויוסף הורד מצרימה ויקנהו פוטיפר סריס פרעה שר הטבחים איש מצרי מיד הישמעאלים אשר הורידוהו שמה ויהי אדוני את יוסף ויהי איש מצליח ויהי בבית אדוניו המצרי וירא אדוניו כי אדוני איתו וכל אשר הוא עושה אדוני מצליח בידו וימצא יוסף חן בעיניו ושרת אותו ויפקידהו על ביתו וכל יש לו נתן בידו ויהי מאז הפקיד אותו בביתו ועל כל אשר יש לו וברך אדוני את בית המצרים בגלל יוסף ויהי ברכת אדוני בכל אשר יש לו בבית ושדה ויעזוב כל אשר לו ביד יוסף ועל ידה איתו מאומה כי אם הלחם אשר הוא אוכל ויהי יוסף יפה תואר יפה מראה
Amen. V'shaberach Avatenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel May the God of our ancestors bless you, Ursula, and here is your call to Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of your birthdays, and in honor of standing here witnessing in a different way the Shacharit Kabbalah. Ursula, wasn't that long ago that you stood on the bima when your grandson Hugh became a bar mitzvah, and now he's entering into another milestone of his 21st birthday. And you're just a couple years older. I was trying to say, so together, so you can work out how Ursula is. If Hugh is 21 and together they're 103 years old. I didn't say how old you were. Not at all. But how wonderful it is to be able to stand together, to share this moment, to celebrate together. And especially with your family sitting over there who came to support you. Milestone birthday, I'm not going to ask what you have done or what you will do. That's for you to celebrate. And Ursula, may you have many more years of health and happiness to enjoy, more birthdays together. And hopefully you'll be standing here as strong as you are when Abby turns 21 as well. May be blessed with all good things, with God's blessing. Say Amen and Mazel Tov. So our next Aliyah is a little bit of a surprise, because I think you don't know that you're actually going to be called to Torah. So you consider the edge of your thing. Is it going to be me? Is it going to be me? It's going to be you. So we're called to Torah. Yamdu La'aliyat Torah, all those members of our congregation who, in honor of Volunteer Shabbat, volunteer in this congregation and within our community. So if you volunteer, please come on up. The beamer will hold everybody. You should have seen how many people we had on the beamer last night. So if you are a volunteer within our community, within our local community, please come to Torah. If you'd like to follow along with the Torah reading, we are on page 257 still, Genesis 39, verse 7. And our Torah reader this morning for this section is Caroline Paz. Closer so you can see Torah being read. Here, Ursula.
Amen. Vayehi achad devarim ha'elei v'tisa eshet Aronav et enea el Yosef v'tomer shikva imi vayemae Natan be'yadi einenu gadol b'bayit hazeh mimeni velo chasak mimeni me'umah ki imotak ve'esher et ishto ve'ech Ezei hara'ah hagdolah hazot v'chatati l'Elohim vayehi kedabra el Yosef yom yom ve'lo shama elea lishkav etzelah להיות עמה.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. May the God of our ancestors bless you as your call to Torah in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of the Avodah Shel Yadayim, the work of your hands, the work of your hands, the work of your heart, which is something that really keeps our congregation and our community going. It is as important, if not more important, than those of us who actually get paid to do this kind of work. We know that Australia, if you see all the statistics, Australia thrives on volunteerism, and that is true within this congregation as well in our local community. Last night I shared some numbers with members who came here in terms of honouring our volunteers. And we estimate, and apparently I've been corrected that I estimated too low. We estimate that within Temple Beth Israel, our volunteers give more than 10,000 hours a year, which is equivalent to, it's actually more than if we had 5 full-time employees. And of course I like to play around with numbers, and I gave it a dollar value. When you Google the average, not the median, the average salary In Australia, it's at $82,000. That's the average, not the median. And so if you think that's in excess of $450,000 of value and of your time. And that comes out as sacrifice. Because when you give to the congregation, when you give to the community, whether it's Sacred Heart Mission, whether it's to Nourish, whether it's to the Progressive Hebra Kadisha, pastoral care, laning, singing, our shul protection team as well, you're giving time away from your family and other things that you might do. And we want to recognize that work that you give to us, which is so important. And I haven't even mentioned those who serve on our board. But we just want to say thank you. Toda rabba lechem. Thank you for all that you give and you continue to give. And may you go from strength to strength. And we say amen and mazel tov. For our next aliyah, we take a moment to think of members in our congregation and support them who are here to remember a loved one who are here for yahrzeit. So if you have a yahrzeit, we call you to Torah. Yamdu lalia Torah kol ha'evalim. We call our mourners to the Torah. We are on page 257, Genesis chapter 39, verse 11, and our yad moves to Jade as she will read Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'nu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayehei kayom hazeh, vayavo haveta lasot tov, ve'ein ish ve'anshai habayit sham babayit, v'titpashehu bevigdo lemor shikva'im, vayazov bigdo ve'ita vayanos vayetze החוצה, ויהי כראותו, כי עזב בגדו בידיו, וינוס החוצה, ותקרא לאנשי ביתה, ותאמר להם לאמור, ראו, הביא לנו איש עברי לשחק בנו. בא אלי לשוב עמי, ויקרא בקול גדול, ויהי כשומעו, כי רימותי קולי, ויקרא ויעזוב בגדו אצלי, וינוס ויצא החוצה, ותנח בגדו אצלה, עד בוא אדוניו אל ביתו, ותדבר אליו כדברים האלה לאמור, באלי העבד העברי אשר הבאת לנו לשחק בי, ויהי כהרימי קולי,
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'hayei olam nata b'tokeinu. Baruch atah Adonai, notei haTorah.
Amen. Shaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Imotenu Sarif Karachal V'lei. May the God of our ancestors bless you as you call to Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of the loved ones who you hold in your hearts at this time. You stand here, and in the sense their presence is felt at the same time, placing a hand in a way on your shoulder, supporting you, continuing to love you as you love them. May their values shine through the work that you do and the love that you give to your family and to your friends. And may their memory truly be for a blessing as you continue each and every day. And as we say, we wish you not just a long life, but a good life too. With God's blessing, we say Amen. We pause in our Torah reading as Josh will now share with us what this parasha, Vayeshev, means to him.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My Torah portion is about Joseph when he is in Egypt after being sold to slavery by his brothers. My parasha is Vayeshev and comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 1, to chapter 40, verse 23. In my portion, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker get put into a dungeon with Joseph, and they both have dreams which they ask Joseph to interpret. The cupbearer has a dream about how he stands in front of 3 vines. He squeezes the grapes from the vines and gives the wine to Pharaoh. The baker dreams that he is balancing 3 baskets of baked goods on his head, and there are birds eating the baked goods. The interpretations that Joseph provides come true at the time. The cupbearer gets returned to Pharaoh's service, and the baker is sentenced to death. At the time, the cupbearer would have felt happy and amazed, while the baker would have felt upset and shocked. The cupbearer would have felt this way because he is restored to his position as chief of all the cupbearers in Egypt. How cool would that be? Even more amazing is that the baker was to be decapitated and his skin to be stripped off by the crows. Doesn't that sound just cooler? Dreams that we have at night don't usually come true, as they are mostly a form of fantasy from our subconscious minds. The dictionary defines dreams in 2 different ways. The two definitions are a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. For example, I had a dream that there were 26 puppies running around my house. Or it can be a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. My personal dream is to become a vet and work with marine life at SeaWorld on the Gold Coast. There are other real-life dreams that we all want. For example, world peace and equality for all. But these grand dreams are harder to obtain than our personal ones. An example of an occasion when a world dream came true is Martin Luther King Jr. King had a dream to have black and white people seen as equals in America, and it must have been seen as something unachievable in those days. King's vision and dream, which he wrote about 55 years ago, mainly focused on African Americans, but is still true today. Sadly, there are still people who think that they are more powerful and have more rights because of the color of their skin. It is him and his dream we have to thank for the change in society and the change in people's views. 2 weeks ago, on Mitzvah Day, my parents and I went to Springvale Cemetery to take photos of Jewish gravestones for the Jewish Genealogical Society's online burial registry. This ensures that people can find and see pictures of their loved ones' graves. Many of these people were born overseas and may have had a dream of a better and safer life in Australia. Dreaming, whether moving to a new country to start a new life, or dreaming about equality for all, or even to become a vet at SeaWorld, these are all ways to create a better future.
As Theodore Herzl said about the founding of the State of Israel, Im titzu ein zo agada. If you will it, it is no dream. As a bar mitzvah, I believe it is my responsibility to not only follow my dream, but to turn the dream of a better future for all into a reality. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Yeshua. So our Torah reading now continues, and we are on page 258. The Yad moves to Josh. It's chapter 39, verse 19. And so we call to Torah, Yamdu Lalia HaTorah, Tamara bat Nachman Barut, Hannah bat Nachman Barut, Daniel ben Nachman Barut, Tamara, Anna, and Daniel.
Adonai Yosef ito v'yitnehu el beit hasoha mekom asher asirei hamele asurim v'yisham b'beit hasoha v'yehi Adonai et Yosef v'et elav hased Vayitehino b'enei sabeit hasoha Vayiteh sabeit hasoha Vayad Yosef et kol ha'asirim asher b'beit hasoha Va'et kol asher osim sham hu haya oseh ein sabeit hasoha ro'eh et kol me'uma bayado ba'asher Adonai ito ba'asher hu oseh Adonai matzliach.
Amen. May the God of our ancestors bless you as your call to Torah, in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of your nephew becoming a bar mitzvah. Josh wants to thank you for one thing, providing him with cousins. But he's very appreciative of the time that you all spend together, whether it's in Sorrento on family holidays, spending time together as just family, just hanging out, which is something that he really enjoys. May you continue as a family as close as yours to spend these moments together, to be part of each other's lives, and in that time you have the opportunity to guide and mentor him as only aunts and uncles can do. May you have many more years of joy and happiness together, and we say Amen and Mazel Tov. Come around here. For our next aliyah, we call to Torah, Yamdu Lalia HaTorah. Nachman Reuben ben David Sholem Basara and Ruth bat Abraham Basara, we call to the reading of Torah in Nahum and to Sonnenberg. And our Torah reading continues, Genesis chapter 40, verse 1, page 258, and that'll cross over to 259.
Baruch et Adonai HaMavarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach Olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach Olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Nachavanu Mikol Ha'amin V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. V'hi hadvarim ha'ele hatu mashker melech Mitzrayim v'ha'ofeh la'adonahem l'melech Mitzrayim v'yitzov paro al shnei sarisav al sah ha'mashkim v'al sah ha'ofim Vayeten otam b'mishmar beit sa hatavahim el beit hasocha mekom asher Yosef asu sham vayivkod sa hatavahim et Yosef itam v'sharet otam v'yahyu yamim b'mishmar v'yachamu halom shnahem ish halamo belayla echad ish kevidron halamo hamashke v'ha'ofeh asher l'melech Mitzrayim Asher asurim b'beit hasohar.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah lamed v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. May the God of our ancestors bless you, Noam and Sue, as you call to Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of your grandson becoming a bar mitzvah, in honor of your 46th wedding anniversary as well. And it's a wonderful thing to be part of what we know as Lador Vador, from generation to generation, passing Torah down, and it's your opportunity now to do that with Josh. You shared with me as well some of the special times you have with Josh. I never thought that it would be taking him to hockey training, but I think it's in those moments, the everyday, where you get to talk, you get to spend time with. You also share his competitive nature and enjoy that. I don't know about sharing, but you enjoy it. But I think that with grandparents, you just get to be there. You just get to do, and just to support unconditionally. You're there for when he gets mad at his parents. He can come running to you, which I don't think is never, right? But I think as you go from strength to strength, Josh is there for you as you are there for him, and I hope you continue to have much nachas, much joy in watching him enter into this time of being a bar mitzvah. May you have many more years of happiness as a couple in your anniversary, but certainly seeing this young man grow. And with God's blessing, we say Amen and Mazel Tov. So we call to Torah for the next Aliyah. Yamdu l'Aliyah HaTorah. Rachel bat Nachman Barut, Naomi bat Ari v'Rachel, Hannah bat Ari v'Rachel. We call to the reading of Torah. Rachel, Mabel, Grace, and Andrew, Dad, is going to come up and join us. The Torah reading continues with chapter 40, verse 6.
Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Vayavo, Amen. Vayavo Alehem וישאל את שריסי פרעה אשר איתו במשמר בית אדוניו לאמור מדוע פניכם רעים הלמה ואמרו אליו הלום הלמנו ופותן אותו ויאמר עליהם יוסף הלום לאלוהים פתרונים ספרו נא לי.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Mishaberach Avatanu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. May the God of our ancestors bless you, Andrew and Rachel and Grace and Mabel, as you're called to Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of your little brother and your son becoming a bar mitzvah. I think you girls remember when he was there, when you became but not mitzvah, as you were called to Torah, and Josh was just looking up at you in awe, right? Yeah. He wouldn't admit that today. But seeing the two of you take the step first, and then to now take his rightful place. You shared with me what you love doing with him, and ultimately what you love doing with him is you pretty much sit on top of each other on the couch, but you're on your devices. Just spending time, and siblings don't usually sit on top of each other and around, and I think that's something unique. It shows your closeness. It shows the warmth of the family that Andrew and Rachel, that you have created. That you spend so much time together, whether it's holidays, but just being together. Rachel, you shared as well with me that Josh is just fun and he's interesting and he's got lots of ideas and he loves to share, and you just love to listen. And for you, Andrew, you shared that you just appreciate his smarts. You appreciate that he thinks about others especially, and how immensely proud the two of you are of Josh. And Grace and Mabel, they're proud of you too, Josh. They're just not going to admit it out loud. May you as a family continue in strength and go from strength to strength with love and warmth and support. And with God's blessing, we say Amen and Mazel Tov. And so now we call Josh to Torah, and I'm going to ask Josh to step back a little bit from Torah, because he can't be at Torah when he is called. So we call to Torah. Yamdu Lali Torah Yehoshua ben Ari Barachel. We call to the reading of Torah. Josh Habar Mitzvah v'Hamaftir, Abar Mitzvah, and the Maftir. You guys can come forward. Why don't you just fan around him? Oh, crowd him out in a way. So just take your time.
Baruch et Adonai Hamavrach.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavrach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher B'Habanu Mikol Ha'amim V'Natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. V'sapeh Sahamashkim et Halamah Le'Yosef V'yomer lo V'halami V'hinu gefen lefanai V'gefen shlosha tzarigim V'hiv haforahat al ta'anitza Yivshilu ashkelotecha anavim V'kos paro bayado Vayaka et ha'anavim Va'eshat otam el kos paro Vayaten et ha'kos al kaf paro Vayomer lo Yosef Zeh Pitrono Shloshet hasaharikim Shloshet yamim hem Va'od Shloshet yamim Yisa Paro et Roshecha להשיבך על קניך, ונתת כוס פרעה בידו, כמשפט הראשון, אשר היית משכהו. כי אם זכרתני איתך, כאשר ייטב לה, ועשית נא עמדי חסד, והזכרתני אל פרעה, והזכרתני מן הבית הזה. כי גונבתי מארץ העברים, וגם פה לא עשיתי מומה, כי שימו אותו בבור. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Mishaberach Abotenu Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. May the God of our ancestors bless you, Joshua, Yehoshua, who are called to Torah, in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of becoming a bar mitzvah, reading from the Torah so beautifully, reciting the prayers and leading the service. Your name, Joshua, for me is significant, and I'm sure it is for you and your parents. Well, they named you, so I hope it is. That Joshua is a leader. And he, even before he took on the leadership of the people of Israel, he was one of the people who saw the world with the glass half full. He saw the potential of the world and all that could possibly be done as he was part of leading the Israelites into the promised land. And Josh, in a way, that's you. You have so much positivity within you, leading your family on adventures that are just so beautiful. But it's that positivity, it's that excitement, it's that joy, and I know that from when we met to talk about your Torah portion, saying, I have dreams that I want to follow. And you understood the implication of that in the sense of, I know I've got to work for it. These are the things that I need to do. You had it all mapped out, just as Joshua had mapped out taking the Israelites into the promised land. And I think it's that understanding of yourself that is going to take you far, knowing who you are, knowing what you want, not afraid to share your ideas and to take those steps forward. May you continue on life's journey supported by your family, supported by this community, and may you go from strength to strength as we share in this God's blessing upon you with the Birkat HaKohanim. And I'll ask the parents to place their hands on your head, and your sisters can find a shoulder. Josh, may God bless you and may God watch over you always. May the light of God's presence shine through you and be gracious to you. And may God's presence lift you to wondrous heights, taking you on the journey of life, a journey of a lifetime, and to give you the most precious of blessings of shalom, of peace. And we say Amen and Mazel Tov.
Singing tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, singing tov, mazel tov, singing tov, mazel tov, singing tov, Elanu. Singing tov, mazel tov, singing tov, mazel tov, singing tov, mazel tov, singing tov, Elanu. Elanu, Elanu, Ubeno Yisrael. Elanu, Elanu, Ubeno Yisrael. David melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam. David melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam.
students of Torah, we also take a moment to think of members of our congregation and community who are in need of healing of body, of mind, of soul. We turn to page 371. French, Henry Gladwin, Anita Meany, Diane Matatia, Rachel Bat Esther, Sue Brown, Layla Cohen, Helen Klassen, Beverly Cohen, Barry Fradkin, Frederick Schweitzer, Adira Bat Rachel, Bella Magid, Rochelle Hyams, Pinchas Ben Michal, Rebecca Moylan, Hannah Badora, Mel Wright, Bet Pulver, Peter Orloff, Margaret Jones, Grigory Marchinovsky, and Marika Moore. If you'd like to mention a loved one for healing, please do so at this time. And support to their caregivers, and we say Amen. We rise now for Hagba and Glila. We're on page 370.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la.
Our Haftarah is on page 352 and comes from Amos chapter 2 verse 6 to chapter 3 verse 8. Page 352 of the Chumash.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר בחר בנביאים טובים ורצה בדבריכם הנאמרים באמת, ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בתורה ובמשה עבדו ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת והצדק. Thus says the Eternal One, for Israel's 3 transgressions and for 4. I will not revoke because they sell the innocent for silver, the needy for a pair of sandals. They who trample the heads of the poor into the earth's dust, and make crooked the road of the meek. Father and son go to the same girl, thus profane my holy name. Near every altar they lie, on clothing taken in pledge. Of those who have been fined, they drink wine in the house of their God. Yet it was I who destroyed the Amorites before them, who were tall as cedars and sturdy as oaks. I destroyed their fruit on top and cut off their roots beneath. And it was I who brought you up out of the land of Egypt and led you in the wilderness 40 years to take possession of the land of the Amorites. I raised up prophets from among your children and Nazarites from among your young. Is this not so, people of Israel? Says the Eternal One. But you made the Nazarites drink wine and prohibited the prophets from prophesying. Now I will make you totter as a wagon totters under a full load of newly cut grain. Flight shall fail the swift, the strong shall find no strength. Warriors shall not escape with their lives. The archer shall not stand firm, the swift runner shall not escape, nor shall the horseman escape with his life. On that day, says the Eternal One, even the bravest of soldiers shall flee away naked. People of Israel, hear this word the Eternal has spoken about you, about the whole crowd that I brought up out of the land of Egypt. You alone have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Do 2 walk together without having arranged it? Does a lion in the forest roar when it has no prey? Does a young lion growl in its den without having caught something? Does a bird fall into a trap on the ground that has no bait? Does a trap spring up from the ground when there is nothing to capture? When the shofar is sounded in a town, do not the people tremble? When evil falls on a city, did not the Eternal make it happen? The Eternal God does nothing without revealing its purpose to God's servants, the prophets. The lion has roared, who will not fear? The Eternal God has spoken, who can but prophesy? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, su kol ha'olamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer va'oseh, ha'medaber, mekayem, shekol devarav, emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah v'al ha'avodah, v'al hanvi'im, v'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה לכבוד ולתפארת על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך לפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Shacharit. We rise now for the prayer for our country and the state of Israel, as well as Mevarachim Chodesh, the blessing of the new month. We are on page 378.
Shacharit
Amen. Our God and God of our ancestors, may this new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace and prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Misha sanisim lavotenu v'galotam me'abdut l'cheirut, v'yigalatani b'karov chaverim kol Yisrael v'nomar. Amen. May the one who in ancient days led our people from slavery to freedom redeem us now from our exile and from one another, making all Israel one united people. Rosh Chodesh Tevet Yihiyeh b'yom Shabbat haba aleinu v'al Yisrael l'tova. The new month of Tevet will begin next Shabbat. May it be good for us and all the Jewish people. L'chadsheu HaKadosh Baruch Hu aleinu v'al kol amo Beit Yisrael l'chayim u'l'shalom l'sasun u'l'simcha l'shol nechema v'nomar. Amen. May it be the will of the Holy One ever to be praised that it bring for us and the whole house of Israel life and peace, happiness and joy, deliverance and consolation. And we say, Amen. We turn now to the prayer for the country. We use a slightly different version than the one that's in our prayer book, but we're on page 376.
Let us bless our country of Australia and all its people. Let us have dreams in this historic land of dreamers. Let the hot winds from the desert fire our imagination. Let the red soil of the plains keep us rooted to the things that matter. Let the waters of our rivers, lakes and oceans flow into our hearts, giving us depth and understanding. Help us remember those who have lived in this land before us and those who have made it their home in more recent times. Keep our eyes open to the beauty of this land. May we strive to keep its beauty present and strong. May we never be lazy in the work for peace. May we honour those who have died in defence of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they lead with justice and compassion. Let our compassion be like the encompassing coastlines of our continent. May acceptance, kindness and peace live steadily within this ancient and enduring land. Amen.
Amen. And the prayer for Israel, page 377.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks it the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath it the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light to truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Amen. Remain standing as we return the Torah to the Ark on page 374.
Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, Inisdo Shem Adonai. Leave
Shabbat Shalom once again. Who here would consider themselves a glass half empty person? You don't have to raise your hands, I'm not going to out you. And who here considers themselves a glass half full? You're not allowed to dob people in, Victor. Most of us, I believe, have grown up with this idea of positive thinking. We've been warned about being negative, about negative outlooks. What some psychologists name catastrophizing. What a great word is that, catastrophizing. To have a successful outcome when facing a problem, we're told, we're conditioned to avoid the bad and focus on the good. And Josh, in a sense, this is you. You focused on the good of what this day can bring. You focused on all that the energy that you put in. But I'm going to share with you the possibility of a different way of looking at the world. There is a different point of view. The leadership guidebook titled Great by Choice discusses the responsible need to practice, you're going to love this and I think it's perfect for the Jewish community, productive paranoia. What this means is that we worry a little bit because there are things that can hurt us. Julie Norm, author of the counterintuitive book titled The Positive Power of Negative, suggests that upbeat strategies don't always work. In fact, they may make some people, especially those of us in the congregation and in the world who are a little bit more naturally anxious, this strategy might make us more anxious. Perhaps some of us would agree with what we call positive pessimisms. Here are a couple of examples. Never put off till tomorrow what you can avoid altogether. One who always finds fault in his friends has faulty friends. A man's best friend is his dogma. All's fear in love and war. Two can live as cheaply as one for half as long. And of course, you can't judge a book by its author. For some people, the only thing that can bring a sense of calm is to directly contemplate what the negative outcomes are going to be. This deliberate, structured focus on dark contingencies is also called defensive pessimism. And as I mentioned it, to me, it sounds very Jewish. Norm's approach can be reduced to a 3-step protocol. Take for a moment, imagine that you're being asked to give a public speech, something that gets a lot of people anxious. The positive power of negative thinking encourages us to approach this anxiety task with lowered expectations. In a sense, saying to yourself, it could go really, really wrong. Commit yourself to the idea that the task will be an absolute disaster. Visualize complete failure. How counterintuitive is this? Imagine in detail everything that could possibly go wrong. Picture yourself losing your notes at the last minute, tripping on the way to the podium, being heckled by your colleagues. That happens to me frequently from you in shul. Feel the shame when you're laughed at. Now, we map out ways to avert this catastrophe. We make an extra set of notes. Wear comfortable shoes, watch your step, and prepare some self-deprecating marks to turn the crowd back to your side. Of course, for true optimists, people who like to get excited and pumped up before a challenge, this defensive pessimism routine would cause more anxiety, not less. But for anxious people, Noam argues that this unusual method can offer a sense of control, however limited, over uncomfortable circumstances. Perhaps she's right. It's a different way to think about things. Maybe there can be a positive power in negative thinking. At least that's the approach Joseph comes to embrace in this week's Torah portion, Vayeshev. It isn't easy. He's an optimistic, nice guy. A dreamer, as we learned from Josh. Positive thinking, naive sort, who so annoys his brothers that they conspire to throw him into a pit, leave him before relenting and selling him to some merchants heading to Egypt. To get through this experience, Joseph will have to go through an attitude adjustment. His natural optimism doesn't work when he's sold into slavery. Imagine if Joseph had tried to use this idea of defensive pessimism as a strategy. He might have spoken to himself, and what he may have said to himself may go like this: I'll never see my family again, so I better embrace new friends. This could be the most difficult time of my life. I must develop strong faith. I will probably be tempted to abandon my faith and principles. I better develop a strong sense of ethics and morality. My life as I know it is over. I better think about how to reinvent what's left. Is this not a kind of proactive pessimism, a deliberate structured focus on dark possibilities? And yet Joseph does more than simply contemplate negative outcomes. He also cooperates with God in the ongoing shaping of the story. When we face terrible outcomes or awful outcomes, we should remember that we are working still together as one. The development of skills of ethics, morality, and faith is a way for us to form a partnership with each other, with community, and with God. When Joseph was dragged down to Egypt, he remained faithful to who he was, strong in the face of adversity, hopeful in prison, and wise with Pharaoh. His discipline and wisdom enabled him to become the second most powerful person in Egypt, which is no small thing. And through the strategy of optimism, he also faced pessimism. And it's something in that reality that we need in order to prepare for difficult times as well as live in positive moments. And so this is a different understanding, Josh, as you look into your life, when all things may seem tough, that you have the support of community. And it's okay to look at things in two different ways. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue with Aleinu on page 586, Let Us Rise. Hey guys. Tom, the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. For the week of Shiva, the 7 days of mourning, we remember Gary Kay, Chan Cook Kim, Rosemary Newell, and Erez Shapiro. And for the Shloshim, we remember Irene Arapol, Kolya Atticus Donahue, and Nazir, Yvonne Catchpool, Jeffrey Green, David Ross, Alexander Vayner, and Naam Volkov. And the yard sites, the anniversaries of whose death fall on the Shabbat, we remember Johnny Bush, Elizabeth Bain, Itziel Berrison, Michael Bruce, Paul Berman, Lionel Carrick, Henry Cherney, Gerald Collins, Sol Freeman, Ralph Feldman, Hermione Fleischman, Gerald Friedlander, Dave Friedman, Kate Geldman, Melvin Goldstein, Bella Jakubowicz, Zara Joseph, Andrew Kahan, Bruce Lebransky, Shirley Lewis, Joan Liebman, Julius Penner, Rosa Roster, Moshe Rabazin, Claude Solomon, and Vaughan Wolfe. If you'd like to remember the names of a loved one for Yahrzeit, Shiva, or Shloshim, please share their name at this time. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may the memory of the righteous be for a blessing as we join together in one voice as is our custom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rava, v'yamad divra kirtei v'yamlich malchutei, chayachon v'yomechon, v'v'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'marur, amen. Yahei shmei Rava mevarach la'olam olamei almaya, yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitkarmam v'yitnaseh, Vitadar, Vitaleh, Vitalal, Shemei Kudasha, Bariku, Leila Minko Brechata Vashirata, Tushbachata Vanechemata, Damiran Bialma, Vimarur, Amen. Yahei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael, V'imrur, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Huya Aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael, V'imrur, Amen. Hamakom Yinachem Etchem, B'toch Sha'ah Havlei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved in Zion and Jerusalem and around the world, and we say, Amen. As we are seated, I invite Judy Cohen, our Vice President, to share some announcements and some gifts, presentations.
Thanks, Kim, very much for describing all the things that could go wrong for me before I got up here today. And you may have given some words of wisdom as to how to cope with them, but I didn't hear any of them after, you might fall, you might lose your nose. Thank you. So, on behalf of our President, Rebecca Silk, and the Board of Governance, I welcome you all to TVI on this beautiful Shabbat morning, the first Shabbat, the first day of summer. Whether you've come today in celebration or in memory, whether you're a regular or if you're watching through TVI Live, it's lovely to share this Shabbat morning with you. Josh, would you like to come back up to the demo? How's that off?
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Good? Excellent. So on behalf of the board, the congregation and all the visitors, we wish you a huge mazel tov on becoming a bar mitzvah. Your journey into adulthood has taken this wonderful step here today with us, but it's not the beginning of your family's relationship with Progressive Judaism and TVI, but rather a milestone in a lifelong journey. Your grandparents, Sue and Norman, have been members of TVI for a very long time. Your sisters, Mabel and Grace, had their bat mitzvahs here, following in the footsteps of your mum and aunts and uncle. Your parents, Rachel and Andrew, have been beaming with pride with a little bit of a frown sometimes, I have to admit. A little bit of more smiling. But you could see the pride in them totally. And all your family as well. So what would your fellow congregants like to know about you that they might not have heard yet? Not much. But you are in Year 7 at Brighton Grammar, and you enjoy maths and science. You play clarinet in the school band, and tennis, and you're the goalie in your hockey team. Yeah? You get on well with your sisters. You told me that you're fun, and you told everyone what you want to do with your dreams and your life, and that is to become a vet and work at SeaWorld. Josh, you and I have something in common. When I did my bat mitzvah just a few years ago, I just had one line to say. I did a pageant with about 140 other people. And so my one line in here were Im Tirtzuk Ein Zot Agada. If you will it, it is no dream. And I was delighted to hear you say that, and that you know that it's your responsibility to not only follow your dreams, but to turn them into a better future for everyone. You've already shown that you do put your words into action, and that's a wonderful thing. May you continue to dream and turn the dream into reality throughout your journey into adulthood and beyond. And in recognition of your bar mitzvah today, we have for you so many things. We have your bar mitzvah certificate that proves that you were here and that it happened. We have a mazel tov from Netzer and a discount for the next Netzer camp. And we have this as well, which is from the UPJ. So it's a certificate from the UPJ congratulating you on your bar mitzvah. The UPJ is the roof body for Australasian Progressive Judaism. So they're all for you, as well as this wonderful book of our windows, our stained glass windows, which I hope that you'll read through and learn a lot more about Torah and all sorts of things in there. Do you want to pop those in there? And last but not least, a beautiful Kiddush cup, a gift from TBI, which I hope you'll use every Shabbat with your family. And we wish you a huge mazal tov. And we shake, and all the very best.
Thank you.
Have a seat. So just a few other announcements as well. Tomorrow is the first night of Hanukkah, and we have a range of activities throughout the week in celebration of this festival, including on Wednesday we are sharing Hanukkah across generations, faiths and cultures. TBI's Project Dignity Committee is hosting a Shalom Community Diversity Dinner from 6 to 9 p.m. The event is free, it's bring a plate, but we do have limited seats, so we do need you to RSVP, and the information is on your handout. On Thursday, another amazing thing, from 6:30 p.m, we're proud to be joining with the Jewish Community Council of Victoria in marching in honour of William Cooper. And I do encourage you all to visit the website to find out how you can be involved in this very significant event. Again, the information's on your sheet. We're having our Hanukkah celebrations with family and friends on Friday night. We commence with a whole range of family activities from 5 p.m, followed by candle lighting and services at 6:15. We ask you to bring along your Hanukkahot and candles, and our regular community dinner follows the service, so that'll be at 7:30, so please bring a plate and come along to that as well. And on Saturday, all families with toddlers are invited to join us with a special combined Tot Shabbat Hanukkah celebration at 9:30 a.m. So that's next Saturday. I want to thank our Shamashim, Dot and Jeff, and our laners. Laning's really hard. That's the reading from the Torah. There's no punctuation, there's no vowels, and there's no the musicality of it. So it's just letters on a page, and it's actually really hard to do. And I think you did a great job, everybody. We also thank CSG and SPT volunteers. Please do thank them as you're leaving. We're going to have Kiddush in the Sloan Hall behind me. If you could take your books and pop them on the trolleys on the way through after the last song. And I wish you all Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Rhonda, our last song is...
A surprise.
It's a surprise.
We're going to do Oseh Shalom.
Yeah, we're doing Oseh Shalom. That's a different version.
Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, E'al Kol Yisrael, E'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru, Amen. shalom. Oseh shalom nimromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tzevel ve'imru Amen. La 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 Oseh shalom nimromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tzevel ve'imru Amen. La 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 Oseh shalom nimromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tzevel ve'imru Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Let's go in for Kiddush, and Joshua help lead the blessing for the wine.
I figured I didn't have the accompaniment for the guitar in my head well enough just to do it straight off today for it, so
That's right.
yeah, okay.
She skipped it in the pages anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Like if she had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Rhonda's on. Oh.
Oh,
Mike, I thought I took.
No, my mic's off.
mine was on.
Yours was on.
Mine was on.
That's also on Rhonda. Thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed. Shabbat shalom. With what now?
My little bit of leaning, my never mind.
Please come on in, everybody. Come in, and we'll say the blessings.
Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפל.
Al Kain Barach Adonai Yom HaShabbat Vayakadashehu, and God sanctified the Shabbat and called it a delight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
L'chaim. Let's join together in the Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'tei Avon, everybody, Shabbat Shalom.